When thinking of exploration of the North Pole, what type of person comes to mind? Perhaps you think of Sir Edmund Hillary, Anne Bancroft, or Sir Ernest Shackleton. But what if I told you a black man from Baltimore, Maryland, was one of the first people to reach the North Pole? Imagine battling brutal cold, endless ice, and the unknown. This is the story of reaching the North Pole, one of the harshest places on Earth. In 1909, explorer Robert Peary claimed victory, but a lesser-known hero walked beside him, Matthew Henson, a black explorer whose contributions were long overlooked. Let's explore their grueling journey and the controversy surrounding who reached the top of the world first. Henson was born on August 8, 1866, on his parents' farm east of the Potomac River in Charles County, Maryland. They were sharecroppers, free people of color before the Civil War. Matthew's parents were subjected to attacks by the Ku Klux Klan and other white supremacist groups. To escape the racial violence, Henson's parents sold their farm and moved closer to Washington, D.C. By the age of 12, both of his parents were deceased, and he made his way to Baltimore's busy port. He went to sea as a cabin boy on a merchant ship, traveling to ports in China, Japan, Africa, and the Russian Arctic seas. The ship's leader, Captain Childs, took Henson under his wing and taught him how to read and write. Years later, while working at a Washington, D.C. clothing store, Henson met Commander Robert E. Peary. Learning of Henson's sea experience, Peary recruited him as an aide for his planned voyage and surveying expedition in Nicaragua. Peary supervised 45 engineers on the canal survey in Nicaragua. Impressed with Henson's seamanship on that voyage, Peary recruited him as a colleague, and he became first man in his expeditions. Reaching the North Pole in 1909 was no easy feat. Peary faced a desolate landscape and unreliable navigation tools. But he had Matthew Henson with him, a skilled explorer with years of Arctic experience. Henson was fluent in the Inuit language and learned several survival techniques from them, and even earned the nickname Matthew the Kind One. Exhausted from weeks of travel, Peary and his team, including 4 Inuit hunters, pushed forward. After a near tragic fall through thin ice, they finally stopped on April 6th, believing they'd reached the North Pole. Peary, however, wasn't certain. Henson, according to his account, might have even arrived there first. Peary initially received full credit, but questions arose. Navigational limitations of the time made it difficult to know for sure if they truly reached the pole. Furthermore, Peary claimed sole credit, overshadowing Henson's vital role. Henson wasn't just a sidekick. He was an essential partner with expertise in survival, dog sledding, and communication with the Inuit. Today, the claim of reaching the North Pole remains debated. However, there's no denying the incredible feat of exploration by Mr. Henson. In 1912, Henson published a memoir about his Arctic explorations, titled A Negro Explorer at the North Pole. In this, he describes himself as a general assistant, skilled craftsman, interpreter, and laborer. He later collaborated with author Bradley Robinson on his 1947 biography, Dark Companion, which told more about his life. During the following decades, Admiral Peary received many honors for leading the expedition to the North Pole, but Henson's contributions were largely ignored. In 1909, he was honored at dinners within the black community. Henson spent most of the next 30 years working on staff in the U.S. Customs House in New York at the suggestion of Theodore Roosevelt. He later gained renewed attention. In 1937, Henson was admitted as a member of the prestigious Explorers Club in New York City. And in 1948, he was made an honorary member, of whom there were only 20 per year. In 1944, Congress awarded him and 5 other Peary aides duplicates of the Peary Polar Expedition Medal, a silver medal given to Peary. Presidents Truman and Eisenhower both honored Henson before he died in 1955. The story of the North Pole isn't just about reaching a geographical point. It's about the perseverance of explorers and the importance of recognizing all who contribute to such achievements. Matthew Henson deserves his place in history books as a true pioneer of Arctic exploration. I hope you've enjoyed this short look at the extraordinary life of Matthew Henson, and hopefully it encourages you to do a little research on him because he's truly a fascinating individual. If you like this content, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back soon with more lessons you probably didn't learn in school.